It's the first thing to check is that big button right there.
Are rental inspections good for a city? In Missouri, the city of Independence has decided that they are.
We have wonderful landlords living in our city, but you always have to be looking out for those who abuse the system.
Today, this rental property is being inspected, and the mayor of Independence has been invited along.
After many years of discussion, we were finally able to implement a program.
The landlords every 2 years have to do an inspection.
The inspections came into effect in 2017. Unlike in Kansas, it's an ongoing requirement for landlords. They pay $50 per unit and choose from a list of inspectors, which includes Mike.
Then we set a time and go out and do the 9 items on the inspection.
Although the program was billed as a public health measure, Mike is not required to inspect for black mold or pests. Not that he found any here.
If I see those things, I mention it to the landlord, but that is not something on our list.
Why build in such a big loophole?
Well, this was developed after many conversations with landlords. There was significant pushback from landlords on a number of these issues, but it is something that as we continue to develop this program that we need to start looking at.
The inspections have made hundreds of rental properties safer, and it's led to hundreds of landlords registering with the city. To the west, in Kansas City, Missouri, campaigners have taken encouragement.
Landlords are in the public business. They rent to the public. That they say, well, this is a private business. You can't tell me what to do.
The campaigners have collected signatures to put a rental inspection ordinance on the ballot. It would be wider than Independence's and should cover black mold and pest infestations.
We should insist on safe housing that's also affordable, and we can do both, and we should.
Some landlords, however, oppose the idea of rental inspectors.
To justify their job, they're going to have to find things wrong. The good landlords have to pay more money, which has to be passed on to their tenants. The landlords who do not register their properties, they can rent their houses cheaper than we can.
The battle lines have been drawn. Mayor Pro Tem Scott Wagner is with the petitioners.
But what we're trying to do is to create a system that we can assure that everybody not only can live in a good house, but if they call the city, don't have the threat of eviction hanging over them. And that's really what we're talking about here.
They'll take the petition up to the city clerk's office. And on Tuesday, August the 7th, Kansas City voters will decide whether to pass the measure.